I'm Jazz,
I'm Levy.
and we are Late Night Love. And we wanted to come here to you today and to explain to you a little bit about why we started our journey. It was kind of a spur of the moment decision, I
It
think.
really was.
Um, I was running for public office, and there's so much toxicity and stress in that position, even in the long shot position that we were in, that I we needed to make sure we took some time and focus on pure love for at least an hour a week, and that was the initial plan. We were just going to do a 1 week 1 hour a week podcast, and just kind of see what happens. It was more from our own mental health
Really,
than
than anything
than
else.
as anything else. But what it quickly turned into is that people liked our perspective, whether they necessarily agreed with it or not. Is not really the point. It's that we talk about how to be better human beings. We talk about how to think maybe differently. It's not necessarily, we're not telling you what to think. We're explaining different ways to view the world. And I think that's the main journeys here, is to just spread some love in the world, because there was so much toxic nature.
In politics and there for a while, it was a really hard time for everyone. And we tried to make that journey a little easier.
Yeah, it was, in a sense, it was almost selfish, but it didn't last selfish very long. By the third, fourth show, oddly enough, it's our fourth podcast. It's our most popular episode, and it's a strange, still
Is it really?
by far, and that's kind of the about the time we decided to take it seriously. And so, in some ways, I actually think that's our worst show. So it's been kind of interesting that it's the one that has the most volume, but and then that turned into the daily dose. I think right after that, we started doing our daily doses of love. We pick a topic and we try to do it in 3 to 4 minutes and have a kind of a generic discussion on an issue you can't cover in depth on a 3 to 4 minute.
No, we try to cover those in the Late Night Love on Saturday night. We go more in depth. Sometimes we don't always have time to come back over material and give it. Sometimes it doesn't have any more depth than what we could put out.
Well, some issues are we give a viewpoint, and to you're just going to repeat yourself. And if there's a discussion about it, if the audience sends us some comments, we might have a reason to bring it fuller. But we've kind of said what we've had to say without rehashing it. But most of the time, there's a lot of depth to these issues, and you can't cover that in 3 to 4 minutes. So what we try to do is we try to give perspective, people things to think about. Um, some of my favorite ones are when people are, is we discuss, how do you deal with having a hard day? Because those are kind of day to day things that people have to experience and deal with day to day. They're real. They're not these philosophical issues. They're just, how do I get through those days that I just don't want to cope with? How do I cope with them?
I'm such a girl. I like the love and relationship questions.
Yeah, well, she feeds me the questions and I feed you the answers.
Yes. I get to know things. I get to find out. It's wonderful.
And 15 years of therapy has, put me in a place where I'm pretty good at some introspection. And so I get to reflect. And oddly enough, my time in politics gets to mean I get to interact with a wide variety of people from a wide variety of cultures, from a perspective where I'm trying to honestly understand them. And that combination has actually helped me on this journey far more than I thought it would. Not that we interject politics here, but there's a crossover in that skill set that I didn't really expect.
Oh.
And so that's why we're here. We're here to spread love and try to, as we like to say, make more love ripples in the world.
Yes, like ripples in a pond.
Yeah, if the more we can put love into that pond, the more love will be in that pond. And that's our that's our kind of our goal and our journey here. And thank you for being part of it.
Thank you for
Goodbye.
listening. Bye.
Bye.